I was stopped at a stop sign, and my passenger told me that I was clear from his way, and so when I went to pull out, this car came out from behind a bunch of mail trucks, and I just tapped him in the back. It was right in front of the post office, across the street from the train station. There was a dent in their rear quarter panel and a little scratch going to the back bumper, and there wasn't anything done to the vehicle I was driving. Yeah, actually, I spend a lot more time at stop signs, and I'm just a lot more wary of.
In the town of Ephrata, yes. In the back, especially in the back streets, you inch through all of the intersections just to make sure that nobody's coming. Multiple looks, inch your way past cars to make sure that nobody's coming. So yeah, it has quite a bit.
No, I didn't. I didn't see it till it had already happened.
No, there was a blind spot and they came out of an alley and took me out.
Yeah, if there was any roadside parking, I would have been able to see the car coming and would have known for myself that I obviously wasn't clear.
Completely prevented, more so on the visibility side, but definitely on the control side as well. If you could see further down the road from each side as you approach it, you can easily see any cars coming, but you can't. And if certain intersections had stop signs coming in different directions, it would definitely be much more controlled.
Yeah, I think that if you reduced the, it's hard to say the amount of traffic flow, but just the parking, I guess, in general, you'd be able to have a better line of sight. I would say, like in my situation, that if you were to reduce the length of roadside parking coming up on intersections, so say you cut it back, 50 feet or so, then you'd be able to see a lot more clearly, and you wouldn't have any more problems like that.
On-street parking is a big one. On-street parking, especially in the back streets, it should not happen. There should be no parking signs. And then if the city would go through and designate controlled areas for the intersections, it would be a lot better across the board. I don't think you'd have as much close calls or issues.
I fractured my AC joint and got a lot of cuts around my knees and arms. Now I have to get surgery to get my joint removed in my shoulder because it doesn't work right. Can't really do any sports, can't throw a ball anymore. Depends, because a lot of the alleys, I don't feel they have enough visibility to see if somebody was walking there, so they could come out and even somebody walking could get hit.
No, I think the only part that's pedestrian friendly is Main Street. The rest of them are not even close. And even on Main Street as well, it's pretty difficult to get across the street if you're walking. So you can be hit by a car easily because they don't see you walking out from the crosswalk itself. So you got to be on your toes definitely when you're a pedestrian around here.
Not very many severe ones, but yes, I've had several accidents with people. Yeah, like roads with just one lane, and car shows up, you have to stop, and people get hurt.
It's neither safe nor effective. I think most of the intersections that are around town are pretty hazardous at any time that you drive through. Yes, traffic safety around town, especially in the back roads of ephrata, is pretty harsh. Anytime you're driving through the area, you better be on your toes, otherwise there could be some issues that arise. My situation, multiple situations actually. I've ran into, or come close to being hit and running into another car multiple times throughout the back streets here. The two that come to mind were just a half a block away from the school, coming upon an unmarked intersection, driving through that intersection, and as soon as I get past the two cars that were on the side to where I can see, there's actually another car that was driving too fast and almost clipped the back part of my car. Ran into a couple other spots where we can't see each other, the two cars can't see each other at the intersection, but get to the intersection at the same time, and we're actually both in the middle of it and both have to slam on our brakes to stop so we don't hit each other. And a lot of that's due to not being marked, or the visibility around each one of the corners is pretty horrible. No, just a couple around town. I mean, you're always inching your way out now. You're always making sure you're super cautious. And even when you do come to a full stop, you have to pretty much get halfway out into the intersection just so you can see both directions. So there's always longer pauses, but nothing since the last one.